determine the best site for the staging and deployment of the boom. Weather conditions, sea state, topography, access points, the physical and geological composition of the location all need to be considered when choosing the site. The area may need to be secured and sectioned off to prohibit access to the general public. Once a suitable site has been determined, the equipment is offloaded from the transport and assembled in the staging area. The solid buoyancy general purpose boom comes in 15-metre sections of a stiffened membrane supported by solid flotation. The boom is robust and strong and is being used in this scenario as the tow section. Select the quantity of boom to be deployed and flake the boom on the shoreline facing the deployment direction. To enable the boom to be deployed by the tow vessel, a tow bridle is attached. The bridle creates a strong towing point and reduces the risk of damage to the boom. An anchor is supplied with a kit to allow the boom to be secured to the seabed once it's been positioned. The anchor is equipped with a trip line to allow for ease of placement and recovery. The anchor can be secured to the tow line, and shackle pins should be secured with mousing. The self-inflating boom comes in 30-metre sections and is constructed from heavy-duty nylon. Select a section of self-inflating boom and bring it to the solid buoyancy boom on the beach so that the connecting plates face each other and connect the booms. ASTM, or American Society of Testing Material approved connectors, are used to secure the different types of boom together. The connecting plates are first interlocked and then secured by toggle pins. Sand and slippery conditions may make the process of inserting the pins difficult. Continue to flake the boom along the shoreline. This boom has self-inflating buoyancy chambers and will self-inflate without the need of any mechanical assistance. The buoyancy chamber consists of a concertina bellows construction and has a one-way valve fitted. As the boom moves on the water, air is sucked in via the one-way valve and the boom inflates. Ensure that all the one-way valves are closed. Inflatable general purpose boom comes in 25-metre sections and consists of an inflatable air chamber, a skirt and ballast. This boom requires a portable air blower for inflation. Select the quantity of boom to be deployed and lay the boom parallel to the waterline facing the connectors to the self-inflating boom and connect both booms together. It's important that the booms are connected with the same orientation. Buoyancy chambers on the top. It is possible to connect the booms overturned, and this would cause problems when deploying as the buoyancy segments would line up with ballast segments.
There you go. Now you just push it hard down.
The shoreline ceiling boom comes in 25-metre sections and consists of an air buoyancy chamber and a water ballast chamber. Select the quantity of boom to be deployed, lay the boom parallel to the inflatable general purpose boom, facing the connectors to the shoreline boom, and connect both booms together.
And water in. Might have to twist it. Yeah, that's good. Watch fingers.
Yep, fingers away. Yep.
So we weren't allowed to move.
So now we've got to check out where our holes are.
This boom requires a portable air blower for inflation and a water pump for filling the ballast water. This boom is not filled with water ballast until the whole boom has been deployed and is in position, as the weight of a water-filled boom will prohibit movement on the beach. Once the whole assembly has been constructed and is ready for deployment, you can inflate the buoyancy chambers on the general purpose and shoreline sealing booms by using the petrol-driven portable air blower.
Both of these are closed.
The booms are fitted with Monson inflation valves that must be opened first.
That's locked open and then closed. Yeah.
Relief valves are also fitted to both the air and ballast chambers to protect them from overinflation.
This pressure relief will go off. This one's for the air, obviously. And of course, as the day heats up, the air in your chamber is going to heat up, so expand. And so that's what this pressure relief is. And we've got a similar pressure relief, it's on the other side here, but for the water chamber as well. So you can't basically overfill.
There. Once you line them up, you push it and turn it clockwise. Standing up.
Pre-start checks must be conducted according to standard operating procedures and manufacturer's instructions. To create a seal with the beach, the shoreline sealing boom needs to have water injected into the ballast chamber. This is achieved by the portable pump supplied with the boom. Water pumps may vary from small diesel pumps to petrol units like this one. Once the pre-start checks have been completed as per the manufacturer's instructions, the pump should be primed and made ready for use once the boom has been deployed and positioned. The land end of the boom also needs to be secured to the beach. A bridle needs to be fitted to the shore end of the shoreline sealing boom to allow the boom to be anchored to the shore. If no suitable structures exist on site, a strong point can be constructed from star pickets. Secure the booms to this point, but don't lock the rope until the boom has been deployed. This will allow final adjustments to be made to the length of the rope during deployment. The boom is now ready for deployment. All sections of the boom have been connected, air chambers have been inflated, bridles and tow lines have been fastened, and a tow vessel has arrived. Pass the trip line to the support vessel and pull the anchor on board. Secure the anchor tow line to the vessel and gently take up the slack. The vessel should slowly pull on the tow line, just take up the slack first. The speed of the deployment must be slow and must be controlled by the team leader via radio communication with the vessel. There must be sufficient personnel on either side of the booms carrying the boom to the water in order to avoid manual handling issues. It's important that the team leader is in a location where he can see the whole operation without any obstructions. Hand signals may need to be used. Once the required angle is achieved, the team leader should communicate with the vessel and deploy the anchor. Depending on the environmental conditions, the vessel may be required to adjust the anchor's position. Once the required position is achieved, the land end should be secured with several turns around the star pickets, allowing the person controlling the rope to make adjustments to the length of the rope. Now that the boom has been secured in position, water can be pumped into the Shoreline boom's ballast chamber.
That's it. That's quarter turn. Yep,
Quarter turn, that's on.
And then when they pump.
Fill the ballast chamber until the boom sits securely on the beach and the waterline is sealed. The amount of water required will depend on the slope of the beach and environmental conditions such as winds, swell and currents. The boom has now been successfully deployed and a containment pocket has been established where the oil could be collected using various skimming techniques. To retrieve the equipment, the boom needs to be disconnected from the anchor and manually pulled on land section by section. Before the Shoreline sealing boom can be moved, it needs to be emptied of water. Open the sea-end water ballast port of the Shoreline boom and connect the air blower to the land-end water ballast port. This will allow quicker discharge of the ballast. Once the bulk of the water is discharged, placing the boom with the slope of the beach will help the process. Once all the water is emptied from the Shoreline sealing boom, the anchor can be retrieved. Manually pull each section of the boom to the beach and disconnect from other lengths of boom. Due to the terrain and slippery and wet equipment, care must be taken when manually handling this equipment. Multiple person lifts must be practiced at all times. To deflate the self-inflating boom, undo the one-way valves. Continue deconstructing the boom and returning the sections to the staging area for repacking and loading onto the transport. Once all the equipment has been packed away and the site has been cleared of any rubbish, a debriefing should be undertaken as soon as possible to capture the learning from the exercise. If the boom is not contaminated with oil, booms must be thoroughly cleaned and hosed down with fresh water and packed away for future use. It's important that equipment is packed away as per standard operating procedures and manufacturer's guidelines. Any damage, faults and malfunctions must be reported and corrective action taken.